Welcome to the Asset Ownership Race. Currently in this world, we are in the asset ownership race, and those without enough income producing assets or appreciating assets will lose out in the long run. So what does this mean for you? An asset is anything that is of value to you. So whether it's a land, your spouse, even you yourself, you are your number one asset. And the more of income producing assets you have, or the more of appreciating assets you have, the better your life will be. If you have none of these, you'll be left far off. Daniel Priestley said that income follows assets. So it means that the more assets you have, the more you will be earning. The more likely you're going to be earning, the more income that will be coming your way. So what kind of assets are we talking about? Or what is income producing assets? Now, income producing assets are assets that work for you and bring money to you, like a dedicated employee who goes to work every morning and expects paycheck at the end of every week or at the end of the month. Once he goes to work and he shows up and he gives value to the employer, he is expected to pay at the end of the month. This is what an income producing asset is for you. So as I said, you are your number one income producing asset. So how do you earn income? If you're an employee, you give value to your employer and that brings you income. If you're a business person, you put your acumen together, you organize factors of production, then you produce something. Or as a trader, you go pick something at a cost and you sell it, the difference or the margin becomes yours. So you are an asset. And the more you can take care of yourself, the more you give value, the more value you place in yourself, the more value you can give to others, the more you earn. Now, what other income producing assets can you also look at? We can talk about shares. There are some shares that when you buy shares on the stock market, on the stock exchange. A company like MTN, every year they give dividends, which is a share of the profit to the shareholders. So as you're earning income from these shares, you can say it's an income producing asset. Now, you can even look at things that are not very far off, things that are close to you. Let's say you invest in a fixed deposit. The income that comes out of it is an interest that you get from investing there. You can say that it is producing an income for you. It could even be something like a motorbike that you have bought, given to people, which some parts of Africa call it boda boda. So you buy one, or you buy two, you buy a couple of them, give to people, they ride, and every day they bring you sales. That becomes an income producing asset to you. Or let's say you see that shop around your corner, you have they sell things, you help set it up, you get somebody to be managing it, you get the product they sell, the difference between your selling and your cost price becomes an income to you. Or even mobile money setup, mobile money agents. You set up, you get somebody to sit and you monitor. The person works every month, this produces something for you. So anything that gives you regular income, whether it is once a year, whether it is half year, whether it comes every month or even every day, once it brings money to you, it is an income producing asset. Now, and so today, another income producing asset you can also look at is rental properties. Where you're staying now, is it for you or you're renting it? If you are renting it, then it means that you are producing income for the owner, because every month you pay your rent, and if you are paying in advance for a year or two, that is an income that goes to the landlord. And so these are some income producing assets that you can also get into. I may not have mentioned what is in your locality and what appeals to you, what you know more about, what you have experience over, that you think can also help produce some income for you. But the baseline is that whatever brings you income regularly is an income producing asset. What about, so we are saying that the more of this you have, the better your life will be. Your number one asset, who could be working for yourself or working for others to produce income. What other income producing assets can you identify and add to your life? The goal is to have a lot of them. We say the average millionaire has 7 sources of income. It means that the average millionaire in the world has 7 different places that they get income for themselves, whether it is monthly, yearly, periodically, whatever it is, they are getting different sources of income. And that's what we're talking about. And what we are saying is that you are generating, but other things must also generate for you. So we also look at what are income appreciating, or what are appreciating assets. So let's say you buy a land in a developing area. You buy the land for 10,000. In the next 2 or 3 years, this same land has increased in value, and it's now 15,000 or 20,000. The difference in the price that you bought it and the value now is the appreciation that you received on the land. And so we are saying that you must also invest in things that appreciate in value. And a lot of the things that brings you income on a regular basis can also appreciate in value. Let's consider stock. MTN is giving you dividends every month, but the share price of MTN can also go up. So in the next 5 years, the share price, the price at which you bought the shares, could significantly be lower than what it will be in 5 years, which means that if you bought it at one cedi or $1, and it is at 5 cedis or $5 currently, it means that the difference of 4 is your appreciation. And so these are things that you can easily be looking at to see how you can be investing in things that not only produce income for you now, but also appreciate in value. So we are talking about also real estate. The buildings that are occupied by renters will definitely go up as time goes on. And so you are not only receiving the income, but you're also getting appreciation. What about you yourself? We said that you are your number one asset, and you produce income with the work and the value that you give. How do you appreciate? It is by investing in yourself to be more valuable, investing in yourself to give more, investing in yourself to help other people more, investing in yourself to be current so that your value never fades. Once you are always in demand for your value and you are giving benefit to others other than yourself, especially making the money, your value will appreciate automatically. And to a lot of people who are employees will say that they began 5 years ago, the salary they are on is not the same as they were on. They've increased, and it's either they've moved from their grade to a higher grade because they have a lot more experience now. They are delivering better results now, and so they are commanding higher salary than they used to receive when they started. And to focus on yourself first as an individual, ensure that your asset is appreciating all the time and not going down in value. And as your asset appreciates all the time, so will your income producing ability. What other items can you consider today that will bring value to you in terms of appreciation in the next year or two? And I think land is one of the things that we often underrate and overlook. It's one thing that you can look at. Look for a sprouting place, a developing area, which you think development will catch up in those places in the next 2, 3, 4, or even 5 years. You get the land for cheap, you get it, you secure it with the nursery title and document, and you can even begin to farm on it and see how you can see the appreciation that will come on this. Another thing that can also even bring you value in terms of appreciation is farming. Whilst farming can produce income for you regularly, especially if you know what produce to farm, what crops to farm, at what times and what season. We know cassava is hot and it has a lot of different uses that when you go into will bring a lot of benefits to you. But there are also others, varieties like maize, like vegetables and all of that. They have the tendency of giving you income once you go into them, but as you grow and you make it big, it also appreciates in value, especially if somebody wants to buy from you and take over. So focus on assets that brings money to you regularly, and especially focus on ones that has the ability to appreciate in value. And so if you have an idea and you're beginning a business today, know that eventually it will be bringing you income, but it also has the potential of appreciating in value. Now, in the modern era, there are other forms of assets that you can own that will produce income to you and also increase in value. And you know, currently there's a lot of online activities. You can create assets online. You do one video, it helps a lot of people, it gives value to a lot of people, and it becomes an asset there that keeps producing for you. So why is it important? Why are we saying that we are in the asset ownership race? Because one, if you say that you are saving your money, a lot of currencies are devaluing. I mean, we know the value of the dollar as it were 20 years ago is nowhere near what it is today. It's certainly devalued. Those of us in Africa are even at a less disadvantage. We are the more disadvantaged place because the currency of our value keeps decreasing every day. And so year on year, you find that whatever you save is worth less than the previous year. Because of that, you need to get your monies into assets that will not only give you income, but also has a tendency to increase in value so that the quality of your life can increase, and you can also improve and increase your wealth as you go along to give a better life for yourself and also for your loved ones and those around you, and also give you the opportunity to escape also the rat race and become a lot more comfortable in life. So how can you start? How can you get into this race? Start small. It is the most important thing you can do for yourself. No, the conditions don't have to be perfect. You just need to start. So let's say you want to buy land. Your money is not enough. You have a chance to borrow to be able to buy it. You look at the monthly repayment is within your affordability. The interest rate is bearable. You think where you're buying it, the land is a development area that in 2, 3, 4 years will gain value. It will gain traction in development. Go ahead and buy it. But do the due diligence first. If your money is not enough and you can combine with friends to purchase a piece of land, to purchase a property, to get into a venture together, do it. Take a risk. And the more you can, and the thing is that you need to start small. As you are doing that, your way becomes clearer. You get to understand the nuances of what you are doing. You gain clarity and you're able to scale up from there. The next thing you also need to do is that look locally. Be aware of your local surroundings, because there is a lot of opportunities that surrounds you. Begin to watch. What are the opportunities that are in my locality that I can turn them into income producing assets? What are the things that are around me that I can turn them into things that can bring me money. Look within your locality. If it's farming, there could be land that are available that you haven't even thought about, that you are not even aware of. Ask questions, talk to people. You get to identify opportunities that are around you that you can take advantage of. And so know that at this time, in conclusion, you need to have a lot more of these income producing assets. You are number one, but beyond you need to have a lot more. So again, we are in the asset ownership race, and those who do not have enough income producing assets or income or appreciating assets will lose out. What income producing asset can you identify? As we talked about the steps that you can take to start, what step will you take now after watching this video? Go create an asset and it will bring income to you. Go create an asset to build your wealth. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and be part of the community. Thank you.